Hi everyone, Sophia here from mygreatchallenge.blogspot.com. Today I'm in my dining room and I'm just doing a small decorative project which is basically changing my window treatment. So before I give you a grand tour of what my dining room looks like right now, I just want to let you know that the reason why I'm doing this is because I've had the curtains that I currently have for about 4 years, and for some reason it just never really worked for me. And I'll explain to you why when I show them to you. My house was built in 1929 and it's basically a Dutch colonial revival. So a lot of the decor that I tried to do, obviously I'm trying to stay towards the early American look and colonial look. I do have some antiques. I tried to keep the colors a little bit muted, mostly in the gold, reds and the oranges, yellows, things like this. Obviously except for the office, which is bright blue. But for the most part, I'm trying to stay within the color and the decorative theme that you would see in houses that are that old. I have one element right now that's working out towards that specific style of decor, but the rest is not. So I'm completely changing the look. I have no idea what it's going to look like. It's basically things that I've seen at other people's houses here in my town, because there's a lot of folks here that have the very similar homes, even though it's not necessarily the exact same architecture on the outside. They do keep this early American type decor, and if it works for their home, I figured, you know what, maybe it's going to work for mine as well. So here we are in my dining room, and for those of you who've seen my dining room before, you know that my dining room is red in color, and I try to keep pretty much the same color scheme throughout the dining room. So these are the windows that I'm talking about. I purchased this fabric a long time ago when we bought the house, and I got it on sale, but I didn't have enough to do full clothing panels, so I just have it on the side here as, you know, kind of panels that frame the windows. I like those. These are not going anywhere. They match the runner that I have on the table, and this is really a very nice color scheme for colonial decor. And this fabric, by the way, in case you're wondering what it is, this is actually from the Colonial Williamsburg collection, so you can find it at colonialwilliamsburg.com. And I'm not sure who makes it, but I think it might be Waverly. But now, here's the issue. I have these sheer panels that are full length, that go obviously from all the way to the top to the bottom. For now, I just kind of, actually these are hair ties. I kind of close them out, but if I go like this, I'm going to show you what they look like when they close. So it's actually okay, but this is really not working out for me. These are going all the way down at the bottom, and they kind of hide the beauty of the wood, because these are the original window frames and they are solid. I believe this is either poplar or oak, I'm not sure. They also block the heat. You see I have baseboards all around the dining room. They actually go all around to the other side as well. And the heat actually stays trapped behind those and doesn't come into the dining room. So I'm not saying that it is cold necessarily in my dining room during the winter. However, I'd like to do something that would allow me to see the color of the walls, because these are two colors. This is Red Tomato by Behr, and I believe this is either terracotta or I'm not sure, I can't remember, but anyway, these are two different types of red. I've purchased some curtains, valances and panels that are going to be replacing the sheer panels. I'm keeping these, but I'm replacing those. So what I'm going to do is keep the original rod that I have all the way on top here and use it for the valance. Now the valance is going to go all the way across, but I've also purchased smaller types of rods, cafe rods, that are going from here all the way to there, and have panels that go just here. So now these are not going to be see-through, they're a little bit more opaque. I'm going to show them to you in a second, but basically what it's going to give me is a more true to colonial in terms of house decor, I guess. I'm not completely sure whether or not I'm going to like it. I know that I'm definitely going to like it more than what I have right now. This is the Elrine brand. These are two tier panels, and they're basically going to look like this. So now they come in different heights for the cafe curtains. They come in 24 and they come in 36. I've measured my window. If I was to have the 24, because I want the rod to stop right here. I don't want it to go above and I don't want it to go down. So if I put my rod right here at 24, they would stop here. At 36, they stop below this. And I don't want that. I want to continue to show the woodwork in my dining room. So what I'm probably going to have to do today is cut those and redo the pockets so that I have the perfect height. So obviously I'm going to have to measure it. But let me show you what they look like. Here they are. And I'm hoping the color shows on camera. So they have this border here in gold, and when you place it against the other curtains that I have, you see how they go? They match pretty much perfectly. This is the exact same color that you see in the white right here, and the gold right here picks up obviously from a lot of the other colors, and in particular the green. So I'm hoping this works out for me. What I have to do right now is measure the height from here to there, and then I have to simply, again, this is a small project. This is the original rod that goes on the 36-inch. I'm basically going to have to fold this, create a new pocket, and probably either keep this or just cut it out. First things first, I'm going to install the valances because these require no work on my part other than taking down these and the ones over here and pretty much installing the valances directly. Now I have 3 for this window because I want one this way, one here, and another one there. If I only had 2, I wouldn't be able to plate it a little bit. I do want a little bit of volume. I don't want flat panels. So I purchased a 3rd one to put right here, but there's only going to be 1 here, and that's fine. The only thing I need to do before I install them is iron them, of course, because they are a little bit wrinkled from shipping. And just to give you a little hint, whenever you get those plastic sleeves with a zipper like this, keep them. These are fantastic, and you can remove the label, I'm sure. Yeah, there you go. You can remove the label right there. So you can turn it around and put your own label. These are great for travel. You can put toiletries, you can put clothes, you can put your lingerie in it. Or if you need to store linen, you know, like if you have old linen or things like this, for the most part, these are actually the type of plastics that are acid-free, obviously, otherwise they would not be able to keep those and stock them on the shelf. So you can actually use those for your linens. Like for instance, if you have a specific set of Christmas linen that you only use once a year but want to protect, use those. With a zip, they are perfect, and they come in many, many different sizes. So I've already removed the sheer panel and I've installed the valances, and this is what it looks like. I actually didn't need the 3rd one, which is a good thing. So I'm just going to pack it back into its little pouch, send it back to the store, and here it is on the small window. I do like it. You can see, of course, that this shows. These are my shades. They actually came with the house. For some reason, this is the style that everybody in town has. Don't ask me why. I don't particularly care for them, but since I'm going to cover the window here, I'm actually not going to need them anymore. So I may actually take them down. I'm not sure. But this is what it looks like so far. I'm kind of happy I'm doing this. It's opening the windows. I don't know why, but the sheer panels were actually making the room smaller, and this is giving a little bit more breathing room. So let me move back a little bit. Of course, there's a mess on the table, but yeah, I wish I wasn't backlit so you could really get a appreciation for the colors that match perfectly. So this is really, really cool. I'm liking it. I'm just gonna go ahead and measure how much I need here, and then I'm gonna pull out my machine and start sewing straight lines just to recreate the pocket. Now I've already measured, and I know I want my panel to be 29.5 in height. So let me get my measuring tape. This is the front of it. I'm going to measure on the back, and I believe I purchased them at 36. they are. So what I need is 29.5 right here. So I'm going to put my first mark right here on the back. Need to fold them here like this. Make sure that this is 29.5. Okay, and all I have to do is pretty much sew right here, straight line, and I'll have a new pocket for the rod. Now what I want to know is that if I have them this way here, you can see, I don't know if you can see the back of the fabric as a double layer, so I'm definitely going to have to cut the back. Too bad. I wish I didn't have to do that, because I could always use them at a little time, maybe for another window or something. So it is what it is. So this is actually my curtain here that I have folded over with a length of 29.5. And what I'm going to do is press the top right here, because when I'm putting it in the machine, I want fabric that stays put. So I'm really going to give it a good press. I could pin it, that probably would be the best way to do it, but I'm kind of lazy and I also don't want to spend the entire day doing this. So I'm just giving it again a good press right here. So now what I need to do is mark a line right here at about 1 inch from the top. This is where the pocket for the rod is going to be. Actually, you know what, let me see. This one, they made it 2 inches, so I'm just going to do a 2-inch mark, and this is going to be the back of it, so I can go ahead and mark this. At 2 inches. So I'm going to sew this first straight line up with my sewing machine. Then I'm going to try it on the window and see if I have the right height, and if it's good, then I'll cut this piece right here, remove this, and just do a zigzag stitch at the bottom just to clean it up a little bit. Measurement, and 29.5 worked. So what I did is cut the extra part, you know, the all the fabric that I didn't need, and I'm just going to put this through the machine and do a zigzag just to finish it off so that it doesn't fray. So you see, it's not the best finish. Obviously it's not the way it looked when it came out of the package, but it allows me to have a shorter curtain, and a curtain that in the back is not going to fray. At least through the light you're not seeing the extra fabric, and that's pretty much, I don't know if you can tell if I go like this, yeah, you see, you're not seeing the extra fabric for the back, and that's exactly what I wanted. So let me just iron this again, install the rod, and see what it looks like. So here we go, I have the first one, and this is the way I've installed them. And again, technically you're supposed to put those on the outside, but I wanted mine on the inside. So if you have them on the outside, it'd be much easier to, you know, put together. So I have to push this a little bit more. Let me see, the other one is probably better installed. Okay, so here we go. But technically they're not going anywhere, and I only have one of the 2 panels so far, and it pretty much goes exactly where I wanted it to be. So I'm going to pull out a little bit to show you what it looks like, and I did have to iron it 3 times. So here's one panel. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to go. So here I have the first window done, and I actually like it. It really does blend in with these. Now the advantage of that is that at night I don't have to draw the shades down anymore for privacy, because this is already giving me privacy. If I want more light, I can open it like this, and it really doesn't look bad at all. I kind of like it actually. So this is what it looks like when they are, hold on. This is what they look like when they open. I'm going to show you again when they are closed. Pretty easy to do. like that. Yeah, you can barely notice them. I actually like it better. It makes the window look bigger, and it's not as heavy when you walk in, so the space itself looks much more open. Let me finish everything and then I'll give you a final tour. Okay, so I'm back and I'm done. And before I show you the final result, I just want to give you just a quick opinion about home decor. Of course, you do what you want to do and you do what pleases you and makes you happy. I'm looking for a specific look which is historically accurate for colonial homes. And I was very pleased to find out as I was installing the rods on the window that very obviously a lot of people prior to me owning this home have done exactly the same thing. By that I mean that the inside of the window frames, every single one of them had different holes, placement for rods, for curtain rods, exactly the way I placed mine. So I had a hard time finding a little space on the wooden frame that did not have a hole already punched in, because you just have to hammer them in. So just a side note to let you know that for many years, very obviously, this house had curtain rods and cafe rods just the way I've placed them. So that made me feel very good. So now let's look at it. So here we go, we're back in my dining room. And again, I'm sorry it's not sunny today, so you can't see the sun shine through and all of that. But basically this is what the main window looks like. And this is what the other one looks like. Let me get closer so you can see it a little bit because it is backlit. So yeah, I'm really liking this look. It's the space is bigger, definitely is to me. I'm gonna turn off these lights, or at least lower them a little bit so you get an idea of what it looks like when it's backlit, right? And then if I turn off everything, that's what basically it looks like. So I'm not sure if you can really tell. From my viewfinder, it looks like everything comes out a little blue, but really it's not. It's got this, for instance, is not white. It's a cream color. And again, these are gold with a little bit of green in it. So I'm really liking the way it looks. And really that's all that matters. This is your home, you do whatever you want with it, but whatever you do, do something that makes you happy, do something that makes sense. And pretty much that's what it does for me. So I'm going to pull out again from this side when you come in from the living room. And this is what the dining room looks like, and I love it. I don't have to pull the shades anymore if I want privacy. I can just be like that all day long, and then, you know, when it's really sunny and I want more light, I just leave those open. So let's see what they look like when they are open. I don't think it's bad at all. I like it. And again, this makes the room looks much bigger and pulled together. As much as I love sheer panels, because again they diffuse the light and make everything less harsh, these match the home decor and they match the house. So I like them so much. I think I'm gonna buy more of those. Well, actually I have one left, remember? So I'm probably gonna buy another 2, and they're gonna go in my kitchen. So that way I have the kitchen with the valances that are tying in with the ones in the dining room. I'm not gonna touch the one in the living room because I want softer light in there. I have sheer panels and that works for me. But for the dining room, I don't know. I really like them. So it's your turn now to tell me what you think about my new window treatment. Is it a thumbs up, a thumbs down? Is it a so-so? What do you think? Tell me down below. Leave a comment. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Check out my channel. I have plenty more DIY projects, sewing projects, building projects, a lot of woodworking. I'm building a lot of stuff on this channel, and there's a lot of organization, cleaning, beauty, and everything in between. Again, thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you're new, and I guess I'll talk to you later. Bye!